What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode. It's a short because Arafan Diane, the number one center on Rivals and the number 11 player in the country, has committed to Coach Kelvin Sampson and the U of H Cougars. Jamie, Joe, this is a big pickup for them. They've been trying to go get this one for a long time, even last spring.
Mhm.
Joe, give us the rundown. Tell us how this occurred.
Yeah, I think Kelvin Sampson and his staff they hit the ground running and got in on Arafan early. They were recruiting him, I think, earlier than any of his other finalists. I think Kentucky and Arkansas were kind of the others that came in. Indiana, Virginia were kind of his other schools that he went and visited. But they did a lot of early legwork with Arafan, and I think that was important to him. The trust factor, with Arafan and his camp to decide to go to Houston. And I think overall the Houston staff does a really good job of building genuine relationships with their recruits, the players that they're after. But then also they made Arafan their top center priority before all his other finalists did. A lot of these other schools came in a little bit later in the process, most of them being this summer. And like when he was playing on the circuit, that's when they came in and then really started making a push after him. But Houston was around last year. They were around when his junior high school season, they were recruiting him. So I think that was the biggest difference in Arafan choosing Houston, all the early legwork that they did. And that's still important now. Like we were talking about on a previous episode, another school could come in, offer a player a ton of money, but it's still important for them to feel like a priority and then also an early priority.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jamie, how does he fit with U of H?
Well, you look at Houston. Obviously, they made it to the final game this past year. That I think I saw something where over the last 5 years, maybe they have as many wins or a lot of wins amongst the entire landscape of college basketball. What they have is consistently is big physical big men. You look at Airfan, 7 foot 265, big physical presence on the floor. You have a lot of questions in this 2026 class around the center position, around the 5-man position. What Arafan gives you is he is the most physically ready player for the college basketball game to be able to step in and physically be able to handle what it is from day one, and not only be able physically be able to handle it, but also be able to dish it out, be able to effectively play with the physicality in the flow of the game. He's a big man. Why he's the number one center for Rivals right now is his ability to create advantages within his space. Not only is he somebody who can get the ball in the low block, get over his left shoulder, also hit you with some counters and footwork. He's somebody that you can give the ball to and he can make a read or a pass. When the defense comes to him, he's able to pass away from the defense and find the open man and also be able to create advantages in that manner as well. He can step away, knock down a pick and pop 18-foot jump shot. There's just a lot of stuff there to his game that he brings in that 7 foot, 265 pound frame of being able to consistently, again, create advantages for his teammates, for himself, collapse the defense, make a read, but also if the one-on-one matchups there, get to his left shoulder and also hit you with the counter if that's cut off. And then for that reason, the fit at Houston, being able to come in year one and contribute, I think is very intriguing.
Yeah. Speaking of year one, potential contribution, Joe, where do you feel like? I mean, U of H is Khalifa Sacco, who I know Irfan has a relationship with. I think kind of the same people are kind of around that play as well. Even though he's going to graduate, and then you got JoJo Tugler's in there because you always hear him about potentially entering the draft or being a draftable prospect. Chris Sinak, obviously, he's probably going
Mhm.
to be out. So, where do you feel like Irfan could be at day one at U of H?
Oh, I think he's going to be one of the more impactful freshmen in college basketball next year. Like in the previous years, we've talked about, oh, like freshmen, like, they're less important, right? But we've seen this college basketball season how freshmen can change a team and then also just the impact that they can make overall. And I think Arafan is going to be one of those guys next year at Houston. He is arguably one of the more college ready players in this class, just with his physical size, his strength, his skill, and then just how valuable big men are in the college game. I think he's going to be one of the top freshmen next year in the sport.
You know what player he reminds me of? He doesn't, but he does. Just like someone that big, so skilled on the block. And just it's just hard to move him. Like I think he's gonna have like a Hunter Dickinson like type, like impact, because you're just not going to be able to move him. But his footwork's great. I think he was a little bit more fluid, but like just a big presence. And he's someone that Coach Sampson loves, those posts that can create their own shot on the block. He can go left, he can go right. Once he kind of gets his body together, people are like, oh, attack him on ball screens, like have him guard on the perimeter. But I just think with Coach Sampson, what he's going to be able to do is be able to hedge hard, blitz it, sprint back. And once he gets his body right, I think he's going to be a terror in the paint. Like,
Mhm.
Irfan is going to be really, really good. I agree with you, Joe. Like, he's someone that I think will be one of the most impactful freshmen next year. And I really love the fit, because I think what he needs, Coach Sampson can bring, and what U of H needs, Irfan can bring. Jamie, how do you feel about that?
Well, you look at it, and I guess every trend is cyclical. You look at the college basketball these days, these last couple of years, the five-man position, the best teams in the game have had established presences at the five-man position. You look a couple of years ago, Donovan Clingan, Zach Edey. You look this past year, you have what Florida did with their big position. You have what Houston did, the physicality they brought in the five position this past year, making it to the national title games these last couple of years. Having a five-man that you're able to play toward, it is huge in the college game, and the best teams have those these days. It's going to be very interesting to see, though, how Kelvin Sampson uses Arafan, because he hasn't necessarily had anybody like him previously, where you can legitimately dump the ball down to and run offense through him. We know that he likes to play, I don't want to say a slow offensive style, but they like to, I guess, hunt the best shot possibly in their offensive, work the ball through a little bit and get that. Having a five-man that you can dump the ball down to and run actions off of is going to be very interesting to see. And I'm eager to see the creativity it brings in Kelvin Sampson, what he's able to do. Having somebody like that. You mentioned Hunter Dickinson. I think Donovan Clegan's an interesting one as well, that Arafan kind of looks like, plays like. You can see some similarities too as well. Obviously not a one-to-one. But seeing how Kelvin Sampson utilizes that, typically, as we've seen with him, he's had the Quentin Grimes, the Jamal Sheds of the world, the guards that can boogie a little bit and create offense. Having a true five-man that you can dump the ball down to, that can make a read, make a play, and create advantages. If it's one-on-one, go at the basket. If multiple come to, pass away. What he's able to do with that offense, I think, is going to be fascinating with what Arafan brings. But truly the number one center in the class, and the most college-ready guy, as we've all mentioned so far, coming into college basketball when it comes to the five position.
Hey, listen, he's the number one ranked center in that class, and Jamie, there is no argument there. I don't care. Like I said,
None.
I tell you, I don't care what someone say. Hey, you got that one right. That's a full brainer.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I appreciate you guys. All right, that's it. Arafan, Johnny, he has committed to U of H. We'll see you guys at the next episode.